Alright, so I'm kind of crazy excited about this job. It's not a waterfall, which is what we love to do the most. It's actually a drainage project, but it's at a house built and designed and built by Lloyd Wright. We're here on the job site now. We've got our equipment here, staged and in place. We've got the customer had some nice plants that they were in the way, so we've got those moved out of the way. And let me take you around and show you what we got going on here. So again, this is a Lloyd Wright house that was constructed in the 50s, and pretty cool. Yeah, it's not, you know, I like a little bit more curves or less straight lines, I guess, in my designs, but Frank didn't. And these are the houses that he built, so they're very blocky. And speaking of block, they're made out of concrete block with concrete floors. So you can see with the lay of the land here, there's a little bit of drainage issue with the water moving down this way towards the house. So what we're gonna do, and he did some cool things to alleviate the water on the roof. He's got these spouts that come out throughout, and this homeowner is doing rain chains, letting the water down. But if you see down on this patio here, a lot of water was dumping off the roof and coming over off the lay of the land onto the patio and kind of inundating it down there. And this steep hill, this is a Airbnb now, and so this steep hill was actually dangerous if somebody were to be walking out here at night. And it's kind of a nice area to hang out at in the evenings. So if somebody were to walk out here and stumble or whatever, they end up falling all the way onto the patio. So I didn't want that to happen. To make it safer, we're coming back 4 feet away from that. We're going to do some rock work right over here where Zach is digging, and we're going to put in our aqua blocks throughout here and some drain tile to catch the storm water before it gets to the house, and then we're going to take it away. It's going to go all the way down the hill. In the process, we're going to make this all look nicer with some Michigan fieldstone, some plant material, and some mulch, and we'll spruce it all up. We've made some progress back there. We got a bunch of gravel staged here, but there's where the aqua blocks are, underneath there. Everything moves down that way. And then as we were building this, I had this crazy idea. So you can see we got a lot of rock work there, and then that hill is going to slope out nice and even away. I'm going to put some smaller rock right in there. But we got this big expanse here, and rather than make everything rocky, we got all these woods around this neighborhood. And so I thought, well, what if we could find some wood? You know, we incorporate into our water features all the time, but what about in this wall? So I found a piece of cypress out in the woods. You guys got to see this thing. Look at this, gnarly. You guys are getting it strapped up because it weighs a couple 100 pounds. But moss and lichen and stuff all over it, and that's going to be kind of in the side of the hill. Then we'll make the rocks work with it, and that's what you're going to see on the side of that hill. And let me show you what we got going on here. It's actually turning out kind of cool. So Lloyd Wright, famous architect, one of the things he was into the earth. He was kind of before his time in using the earth with his houses, not only with the lines, trying to keep the houses so they were unobtrusive in the landscape. He wanted them to look like they belonged, but also using the earth to insulate the house and keep it warm in the winter and cool in the summer. So this is one of his houses, and we had to do a drainage project to keep the water away from these walls that were built in the mid 50s. early 50s, 53 I think this house was built. And so we wanted to stay with that theme of using earth, and we found this piece of cypress in the woods around here, and so we decided to use it as part of the retaining wall. The drainage is underneath these stones, big drain field, wide open aqua blocks, allowing water that comes off of that hill up there to get in. Water comes off of the roof right there. That goes into aqua blocks down here, and then the guys are working on a trench that will have a 6-inch drain tile taking everything away on down a really steep slope, so it's going to run away from here really fast. We also have another 4-inch drain tile that was already in there that we've included into the system. That's also going to help water run away from this. So I don't think we're going to have any issues with water backing up here. No more issues with water on this patio down here. I think we'll solve that. And we're going to find out because we're about to get some rain, I think. So we'll see what happens. And the project is going really well. We're going to wrap up today. Maybe a little cleanup to do tomorrow morning. But this construction site will be done today. And the homeowners saw this progress this morning. They're tickled pink. They love it. And thinks it fits right in perfectly. And we do too.